Reopen. Okay. What the fuck?
I'm Monami, and my heart is throbbing like crazy right now.
She gonna do like a dance show performance?
The group's leader, Byakuya, got killed. And his killer is among this group of students?
I'm so confused.
No, I'm not gonna believe it. I'll never believe it. 'Cause I believe in everyone. So do your best. And don't forget to save regularly.
Alright, thanks for the
what now?
PSA.
If the knife isn't the murder weapon, there's no definitive proof that I'm the killer.
That really sounded like a public service announcement, like, don't forget to save your game.
Shut up! We'll be the judge of that.
You say you were shoved away, but you can't actually prove it, right?
That's right. Even if a different weapon was used, it does not mean Nagito has been cleared of suspicion.
But there's another reason why I don't think Nagito is the killer.
There's still more?
Based on what we've discussed, Byakuya was killed under the table, right? Is there something wrong with that? Well, even if that's true,
Oh, there's no
I
blood
feel
on it.
Nagito looks, clean.
That's true. If it's like, when someone kills someone, especially as violently as Byakuya was killed, you would expect, and you could see under the table, like, the blood splashed everywhere, right? So some of it must have gotten on Nagito if it was Nagito.
Nobody's ever complimented me on my appearance before. Not even my own mother.
What a bitch of a mother.
I'm not talking about your looks.
Every mother is supposed to love their child, okay? No matter how ugly they were. What does Mikan think Nagito looks like? Because Nagito doesn't have the knife because there's no blood on Nagito, he's not injured. It could be that too, because he said ow. Because Nagito doesn't have any dust on him, wow. I mean, but there's no blood could also kind of mean a similar thing. But this is more of an open answer. It could be either blood from himself because it sounded like he got wounded, or blood from Byakuya because he killed Byakuya. But there's none of that on Nagito.
I see!
Are you trying to say something like, why didn't Nagito have any bloodstains on him?
Yes, that's it.
Don't worry, I got your back, Mikan.
Because under the table, there was a lot of blood splattered everywhere. Right?
Everywhere. Look at that.
There were even bloodstains on the inside of the tablecloth.
But if that's the case, that must mean that the blood was only underneath the table and like around the tablecloth, which means that whatever happened, whoever stabbed Byakuya and like if there was a fight going on there between Byakuya and Nagito, that must have mean that it happened underneath the table with the tablecloth back down, because there's no blood outside, right? There's no blood on the carpet or anything like that. It's all like on the inside of the tablecloth that's over the table, or on the floor underneath the table. And there wasn't anything on Nagito.
Byakuya to death. It's strange he did not get splattered with an appropriate amount of blood.
Or any.
I didn't get any blood on me? That is weird.
His answers.
You just used something to block the blood, didn't you?
Oh, that could be, the tablecloth in the storage room.
Something that might have been used to block the blood splatter. What do you think it could have been? I guess we did see something I could have used. Isn't that right, Hajime?
Yeah. So that's why he was that dismissive about it as well. There's no way something... What was it? Bloodstain under the table? No. Storage room tablecloth. A bloodstained cloth was found randomly stuffed inside the laundry hamper. This definitely... It has to be this.
I can prove it with this! You're talking about the bloodstained tablecloth we found in the storage room, right?
If there are bloodstains on it, that settles it. Nagito used the tablecloth to block the blood splatter.
But that was found in the storage room, right? Are you suggesting he hid it there after the murder?
You mean after the lights came back on? What would he have done if we'd seen him?
That's true. The tablecloth was pretty big. So even if you tried to hide it and take it with you...
Wearing a tablecloth, going under the table, getting a knife in a blackout, and stabbing someone. That's not just impossible for someone like me. Wouldn't it also be impossible for you guys too?
It sounds like a really hard task indeed.
Then, what does it mean?
Maybe the killer didn't necessarily stab Byakuya under the table.
Huh? Oh, underneath the
No,
floorboards.
there's no mistake that the murder occurred under that table.
Gundam?
Even the inside of the tablecloth was bloody, so there's no denying Byakuya was killed there. But that doesn't mean where Byakuya got stabbed and where the killer did the stabbing are the same, right?
True.
I don't understand at all!
This confirms it pretty much. It has to have been someone underneath the floorboard. The place where Byakuya got stabbed and where the killer did the stabbing are different?
Huh? Hajime, you look like you're onto something.
Like, God, this guy is pissing me off now. He just keeps continually teasing us like, huh? You're getting a clue, aren't you? You're figuring this out. Like, yeah, I'm goddamn figuring this out. You don't need to point it out.
Really? But it sounds like a riddle. I feel like I'm onto something, but it's still not clear what that is.
Under the table, but not under the table. If it's somehow possible, it's the only way that makes sense.
Yeah, she means not literally under the table, but you know, under the table. Double under, which is basically underneath the floorboard.
Moving forward, we should put aside all unnecessary preconceptions and just choose the answer. I think.
Let's try it out. The place Byakuya got stabbed and the place where the killer did the stabbing aren't the same. It's under the floorboards. Using those words as a clue, I should put aside my preconceptions and try to think about it. Something is coming to me. Just a little more. I have a feeling. I can see something. Alright, let's go. Hangman's Gambit. Under... We need to do it in order, right? Display question, where did the killer stab Byakuya from? So right click. It's under the table. D. Under T and R. There we go. Under the floor.
I got it! I got it! The killer must have stabbed Byakuya from under the floorboards.
Under the floorboards?
I mean the gaps, you know? Definitely.
The floorboards in the old building are full of gaps, and there was no carpet laid out under the table. If they stuck the weapon through one of the gaps, they could have stabbed Byakuya to death.
If so, that means the killer was able to get under the floorboards. But from where? And how?
That's the question that we don't have an answer to yet.
I don't know that yet, but I have a feeling there's someone here who does know.
Oh. Right. Gundam should know. That's right. If I remember correctly, one person here should know how to get under the floorboard. It has to be Gundam because he's the one... He got his earring back, right? And his earring fell underneath it. So he has
You're the only one!
He knows a way.
Hey Gundam, you dropped your earring in the dining hall, right?
Are you referring to the Hellhound earring?
Yes.
About that earring.
I said, Are you referring to the Hellhound earring?
About that Hellhound earring. You dropped it beneath the floorboards, right?
You really have to refer to it by its proper title? Ah, there it is. I have found it! Truly, that is the Hellhound earring. It seems God exists for my benefit. Yeah, blah blah blah, I see, good for you. However, how do I recover it? Yeah, you couldn't find a way.
Just a bit longer and I would have reduced everything, including that old building, to ashes. However, it's just as the old legend said. The Hellhound earring has returned to its owner, to me!
Okay, but can you tell us how?
Is it safe to say that that earring is the one hanging from your right ear? Huh? Could it be? Gundam wasn't wearing an earring during the investigation. And if he had it on by the time the class trial began, then that means Gundam was able to retrieve his earring from beneath the floorboards during the investigation.
So, Gundam knows how to get under the floorboards.
Please tell us.
It's understandable. After all, you fools only view the world through eyes of glass. But I am different. With the power of my 4 dark devas of destruction, it is of no concern. Truly, this is the evil 4th eye.
The hamsters. They're gonna take over the world.
Before the might of the evil 4th eye, all visual chaos is rendered asunder.
What should I do? I'm embarrassed just listening to him.
Oh! Man up and speak more clearly!
Fine, I shall tell you all. The answer was in the storage room.
Storage room? Oh.
One of my 4 dark devas of destruction, Mirage Golden Hawk, Jumpy, has seen beyond the chaos.
Oh, okay. So there's a hidden floor panel to go underneath, basically.
A secret passage of doom leading to the underground lurks beneath a large assortment of random boxes.
But then who's the... I don't know.
After securing a lighter from the supermarket, I threw caution to the wind and ventured below the floorboards.
Oh, then he must have seen something underneath.
And as a result of that lonesome battle, I was able to recover the Hellhound earring with my own 2 hands! Tremble with fear, fools! Behold my power!
There he goes blabbing about power and crap. You're ridiculous. You're just a breeder, you know.
Anyway, it sounds like you can go under the floorboards from the storage room.
Then that has to be how the killer did it.
Yeah.
If the space beneath the floor is empty, it's not that far to move from the storage room to the dining hall.
So then who is capable of doing it? Then it can't be anyone inside the room, I feel. Peiko was in the bathroom, so she just was next door. The closest person to the storage room is Teru, and one person is missing, which is Fuyuhiko. The rest is all in the dining hall.
I see. If they passed through the storage room, I understand why the tablecloth was put there.
The killer lurked under the floorboards during the party, and from there, stab, stab, stab!
Oh, so yeah, okay. Then that makes sense that why the blood, the tablecloth. Someone actually, who went underneath the floorboards actually took that thing with him. The tablecloth. And that's how he protected himself from getting, you know, blood on his clothes. So it feels like it has to be someone inside here then.
Are you sure?
Like he just laid on the ground, put the floorboard. Why do I keep calling it floorboard? Fucking tablecloth on top of him, or him or her, and then stabbed.
You don't like stab, stab, stab? Should it sound more fleshy? Like...
No, I'm not talking about your sound effects.
Yeah, they're perfect.
You're saying they snuck under the floorboards, but that means they would have had to leave the party, right?
True.
So, was there anyone who was able to do that?
Eiko, you, Teruteru, or... Well, Chaki could possibly. Or, Fuyuhiko.
Then whoever wasn't at the party is the killer. They must be the one who was waiting under the floorboards.
But Fuyuhiko wasn't it because Chaki saw him. That means it isn't Chaki either. That either means it's Teruteru, but he's the one that brought this up, which seems unlikely if you're the killer yourself.
Who wasn't at the party again? I didn't participate, but I was guarding the entrance, remember? Monomi over there can be my witness, right?
Yes! This Monami over here is your witness!
I believe there's no need to discuss this matter further, but I was unable to leave the bathroom.
Okay, so it wasn't Peiko either, is what you're
I
saying?
was in the kitchen for a long time, but I frequently went to the dining hall to deliver my dishes.
Yeah.
The only person who wasn't at the party...
Fuyuhiko.
Judging from the photo I took before the blackout,
We don't even need the photos for this.
it obviously has to be him.
Little guy.
Yay! It's decided!
What the fuck are you saying? I'm not the killer!
Oh, really? What happened to the tough guy who was saying stuff like, I can do it?
But just because he can do it doesn't mean he did it right now.
Don't mess with me! I'll fucking kill you!
Well, poor choice of words for you, Hiko.
See? You're making threats again.
Well, that just could be all that he is. What if he's actually, he is part of the, he's all the ultimate Yakuza, but he actually never killed? All he has to do is make threats because he is part of the Yakuza family. Therefore, him making threats is enough for people to get scared because they know someone like him would be capable of it, and therefore they get scared when he makes threats, meaning he never has to act on his threats.
Yep, that's right. Things are starting to get exciting.
Buki's account, Teruteru account, Nekomaru, Kazuichi, Chaki.
During the party, the killer was lurking under the floor like a cockroach.
And they could have stared at panties all day. Without going to the storage room in the dark.
Is that true, Fuyuhiko?
Don't act like I'm the fucking killer!
But when the party started, nobody saw you, you know.
Chaki did.
That means you have no alibi.
No, Chaki did.
The culprit is self-evident.
The only person who doesn't have an alibi during your party is Fuyuhiko. But is he really the killer? No.
During
Chaki
the
saw
party,
him.
the killer was
Chaki
lurking
and
under the...
Monomi
And they
saw
could have
him.
stared at Pet without going to the store. Is that true?
Don't act like I'm the...
But when the party started, nobody saw you. That means you have no alibi.
No, that's wrong! No, Fuyuhiko definitely has an alibi. Isn't that right, Chiaki?
Oh, you're right.
Huh? What happened, Fuyuhiko? Oh, hey, what are you doing here? All alone at a place like this. I'm standing guard so Monokuma doesn't come inside. Ha! How diligent of you.
I saw Fuyuhiko after the party started. There's no way he could have been waiting under the floor before then.
Because the only entrance to get under the floor is to actually be inside. So Chaki wasn't inside, neither was Fuyuhiko.
You should have said that earlier, dumbass.
Or you could have said it,
It's still your fault. Like, why were you even lurking around the old building in the first place?
Because he wants to be part of the group, but he can't admit it. How cute.
Shut up!
Maybe there really is a secret passage to go under the floorboards from outside, and he came to spy.
No, but But Gundam and Chiaki looked for it on the outside, right? And they couldn't find any. That doesn't mean there isn't one, but at least people looked, meaning it's probably one that's really hard to find if 2 people are looking for it and can't find one.
What'd you say, motherfucker?
Oh no!
That's like where he draws a line, like, alright, I hum pretty much everything, but not my mommy.
Wow, he got chewed out, but he looks super happy.
Or not.
Regardless, it's impossible to go under the floorboards from outside. Chiaki and I already confirmed that.
Then someone definitely went under the floorboards through the storage room during the party.
During the party. It was probably during the blackout.
But during the blackout didn't last that long. It was like half a minute to a minute or something, I think. I don't quite remember, but it definitely wasn't that long. And the closest person to it was Teru Teru.
Well, if someone disappeared during the blackout, no one would have noticed.
But walking down that dark hallway to the storage room is like trying to make Eggs Benedict without any eggs.
True, that's very difficult. But Kazuichi managed to do it though. Right? He said he managed to find his way to the office in the blackout.
You're right. I couldn't even see the office in that darkness, and that room was much closer.
But you said you didn't find Peiko there though. I mean, he could have just shouted like, Peiko, are you there? Peiko, are you there? And therefore, if she doesn't respond, he thinks Peiko isn't there. Alright, that could make sense. But still, he said he actually went there. He got to the office. So he found his way there.
But is it really impossible? It might be better if we examine that possibility a little bit more.
It was super dark, you know? There's no way you'd be able to find your way to the storage room.
But I can't stop thinking about it. I feel like there's something I overlooked. The only thing that helps you navigate in the dark is light, but I can't think of anything that can create light. For clarity's sake, once
It
again.
appears we're getting close to the final stage.
Stop fucking with me, man.
The blackened or the spotless? Which is superior? I think it's time to settle this.
Dude. Fire door, murder threats, kitchen equipment list. Drew them in case there was nothing in there. I think party dishes.
The hallway was really
maybe.
dark during the blackout.
Fire door or kitchen equipment.
Moving to the storage room like that. It's like making a seafood bowl without fish.
Is it really not possible?
What if they used a string like the cord?
Maybe there was another pair of night vision goggles?
What a pain. I'm gonna go with my gut. What if they used a light?
It definitely sounds impossible.
It was on the kitchen equipment list. The killer's method for moving in the dark might be what that one person suggested. If so, I might be able to prove it. What one person... Huh? What does he mean that one person suggested? I mean, if it's the key, it's something on the... What was on the kitchen list? It was just various items like knives, forks, and such, right? Skewers.
The hallway was really dark during the blackout.
The fire doesn't help either.
Moving
It's
to the
gotta be
storage
this
room
one.
like that. It's like making a seafood bowl with...
Is it really not?
What if they used a string like the cord?
Maybe there was another pair of night vision goggles?
I don't think so. There was no proof of
What a
that
pain. I'm gonna
whatsoever.
go with my gut. What if they used a light?
It has
I
the
agree
only
with that.
way.
I know. The killer had a light with him.
What though?
Oh, I was right? But where could they have found a light?
There was one nearby for sure. See? It's written on the kitchen's equipment list.
I've completely forgotten something on the kitchen equipment list that actually gives off light. Unless it's the stove, but... what was it? Teru said it was on electricity, so the stove didn't work, and that's not portable either. It's not a portable source of light. 20 forks, 20 knives, 20 spoons, 5 iron skewers, 3 frying pans, 20 wine glasses. There are also iron plates for barbecue and even a portable stove for cooking hot pot. Now, okay, a portable stove, I mean, it is a portable way of But the stove needs electricity, right? I mean, it is portable, so it could technically be used to move around in the darkness for sure. Iron plates and a portable stove. I do recall seeing them on the shelves over there. This kitchen seems to be well kept. There should be no problem using it.
It's the portable stove.
Huh. But I thought it was the one that he said was on electricity.
Portable stove?
The portable stove isn't powered by electricity, and it's also small
just a
enough
regular
to carry
stove.
around.
Oh, okay. Then I just got them mixed up. The normal stoves are on electricity, but the portable one isn't. That's probably just on gas, I assume. Because, yeah, of course, like, otherwise, if it's portable, it doesn't make much sense for it to be connected to a cable or something, right? So, yeah, I'm kind of stupid with that.
So, the killer used the portable stove to move from the hallway to the storage room during the blackout.
I see. I never considered the portable stove. But there's a hole in your argument.
What?
A hole? What kind of hole?
Oh, dude.
It would be great if you could explain it to me in much more detail.
Well, there are only two kinds, right?
Oh, I wasn't making a perverted joke or anything. It's really not a perverted joke. I'm serious.
Even if you didn't intend it to be, it always becomes one Taro.
Repeating yourself just makes it even more suspicious.
Now then, Hajime, will you battle against me?
Oh, are you challenging me? It's time to duel!
No, that's wrong! Will you be able to break through my argument?
I just can't stand him fucking testing me. Sounds so condescending. What does he mean, battle? It sounds like he is enjoying a game or something. Damn it! There's no way I'm going to lose against someone like him. Hell no. Alright, so let's slice. I think I kinda got this figured out. Fire door, kitchen equipment list. Night vision goggles. The only thing we haven't used is fire door.
Did you forget what Kazuichi said earlier? He said the hall was too dark to see the office. The light from the stove that you mentioned. It contradicts his testimony. Or are you intentionally doubting his testimony?
Assuming the portable stove was used as a light source contradicts Kazuichi's testimony? I don't think what Kazuichi said is wrong. I guess for now, I should offer—
Did you forget what Kazuichi said earlier? He said the hall was too dark to see the office. The light from the stove that you mentioned. It contradicts his testimony. Or are you intentionally doubting his testimony?
I don't doubt what Kazuichi said. What are you trying to say?
The reason Kazuichi couldn't see the was because the hallway was dark, right? So if a light was shining in such a dark hallway,
Oops.
wouldn't Kazuichi have seen it?
Yeah.
After all, he was walking near the hallway, right?
It's true that any light source in the dark hallway would have stood out. So if the killer had a light, the reason Kazuichi wasn't able to see it was—
The reason Kazuichi couldn't see it was
door,
because the hallway. So if a light was shining in such a dark hallway, wouldn't Kazuichi have seen it?
Allow me to cut through those words! Nagito, did you forget? Or are you just pretending you forgot?
Huh? What are you talking about?
There should have been a wall that blocked light. I'm talking about the fire door in the hallway.
Oh, they like, you know, they flip open so they can close it off so that the person in the hallway doesn't see the lights, you know, so basically those doors, those fire doors, they block off this entire section with the kitchen and the storage room, so that basically they're not connected anymore, right? Or there's no free passage. So
If
yeah,
you close
like that, they block
it
it
would
off.
form a perfect wall in the hallway. Plus, the hallway rounds a corner just beyond the fire door.
So you can perfectly have that blocked off, go with the portable stove with the light source from the kitchen to the storage room.
So even if there was a small gap in the door, As long as they passed the corner, the light still wouldn't peek out.
I see. To actually notice the fire door. Just as expected of the ultimate... Oh, you still don't remember your talent, do you?
Nope.
Who cares about that right now?
Is he gonna try and put suspicion on us by saying like, ah, yeah, you could be the traitor?
Nagito, what are you plotting? For someone who insists he's not the killer, you are quite nosy.
You sound so scary. If you're that angry, why don't you take a deep breath?
You sure like to piss us off. How about I shut your fucking mouth for you?
Hey! It's okay if you guys fight, but I won't allow a burly brawl that might offend people. More importantly, can you hurry up and decide who's the blackened already? Time runs out when I get bored.
Fine, I get it. You're telling me to pass the torch, right?
Pass the torch?
We're going to ask the real killer, not an imposter like me, to show themselves.
You're obviously the killer, right?
No.
If you think I am, I really don't mind.
In such a short amount of time, and it has to do something with the kitchen. Is it really Taro, that little midget?
Whatever conclusion you ultimates arrive at, I will accept it, no matter what it is.
So you're telling me to call out the real killer, even though I really don't want to condemn that person. But there's no other way, right? The person who used the hallway's fire door as cover and used a portable stove to move in the dark, and snuck under the floorboards to stab Byakuya to death using the glowing paint as a mark. So the only killer I can think of is... because it's that short amount of time that the blackout happened. You and only you, what? Oh right, the point somewhere. It has to be Teru. Byakuya himself. He's sweating, look at that. Nobody else seems that nervous. Teru is sweating though. Is that really a hint? Do they actually give hints with this? I have no idea. Like everybody else seems really calm, okay? Mikan seems, but she's always like that, I feel. Okay, Ibuki seems also a bit tense. I don't know, tense and sweating is different. Maybe I'm just seeing something that isn't even supposed to be there as a clue or a hint. I think it's Teru.
You're the only one!
It has to be. That's the easiest, convenient travel
Could
route.
it be you? Huh? What? What are you talking about?
Teru's the killer? Is that true?
What are you talking about? There's no way! Of course, that's simply my assumption. So if you have an objection, please speak freely. Objection or not, why am I being treated like the killer?
Because you're the only one from the current scenario that we have in our mind of how it happened. He's the only one that fits that.
Because the portable stove used in the murder came from the kitchen. That's it? That's the only reason you're treating me like a killer? Isn't that a little drastic? You're cruel! Cruel! Too cruel!
Teru. That attitude is so not like you. For the ultimate cook to get so upset.
Call me chef.
If you fall to aspersions like this, who will be there to support the future of the culinary arts?
The future of the culinary arts?
The way that he's talking, definitely, you know, it's again an end of the world scenario. Like, you know, like, if Teru dies, oh no, we don't have a chef in the world anymore to represent the side of hope.
That's right. For the future of the culinary arts, you must face this and fight it fair and square.
Like, if Teru dies, there's no future anymore for the culinary arts, because he's supposed to represent that, I guess. So does that mean that every person here represents something like that? A specific field? That if they were to survive, if they were to live on, they would represent the future for that specific field because they are the only person left alive in that, or at least for the only person that represents hope in that regard. I don't know.
You're right. Yeah, that's totally right.
So, what's an aspersion anyway? Is it yummy?
Did you know asbestos is yummy too? You should try some later.
God, Hiyoko. That's the thing I don't understand, right? Hiyoko and, I mean, it kind of fits, I guess it's just their personality, but it really fits for Yuhiko's personality, but they are so toxic almost. They're like, you know, calling people and being offensive for no reason, I feel. Like, I don't mind people calling people names, but whenever Hiyoko or especially Hiyoko says something, like to Mika, I'll sell you to a whorehouse and you're ugly and stuff like that, it just seems for no apparent reason. It just seems so random. Like, is she just a bitch? Is that what it is?
Nagito, why are you interfering?
Let's assume that the killer used a light, and that they used the fire door to mask that light, and that they moved to the storage room and snuck under the floorboards. Then what?
Stabby stab stab.
It's dark under the floorboards too, so how would they be able to stab Byakuya?
Well, the marking, right? The glow in the dark.
You're not gonna say they shined the light on Byakuya, right? The plan would have been ruined if he noticed.
That's right. What do you think about that?
But why? Why is Nagito, you know, arguing for Teru? Teru is supposed to argue for himself, not Nagito for him.
There's no way you can answer, right? You personally haven't investigated what's beneath the floorboards.
True, we don't know what's underneath there, how much space and all that.
If that's the case, then Gundam should know. He actually went under the floorboards.
Good point.
No. Unfortunately, there was nothing related to the incident under the floorboards. The only thing I found was a strange liquid shining in the darkness, near where Byakuya's blood was dripping.
Huh, that is like a mark then. Lay here, or, you know, go here.
What? A shining liquid in the dark?
It's gotta be it, that's a mark. It's like, okay, even during the blackout, he can find it, and that's the place where he knows he has to be.
That sounds super important!
If there was a shining mark like that, they would have been able to move to it in the dark, right?
And in doing so, it might have been possible for them to use that mark to target the victim.
Victim was targeted by a mark. What was the mark? The knife? Was it the knife? There's nothing else. It's something with the light, but nothing else as with the glow-in-the-dark thingy. No, it's the only thing is the knife. Yeah, it has to be the knife.
I can prove it with this! The mark you're talking about is the glowing paint that was applied to the knife, right?
Ah! By using the glowing paint as a target, they were able to judge where to stab even in the dark!
I see. The killer didn't target an actual person. They just struck the moment the glowing paint moved.
That would be the moment someone grabbed a hold of the knife.
So, the killer used the mark that I prepared for finding the knife as a mark for stabbing. I see. That's why Byakuya got killed when he took the knife.
But if they were able to do that, wouldn't that mean the killer knew about Nagito's plan all along?
Well, Teru!
Yeah, that's a bit weird. But this really seems like, oh my god, I feel so bad for Byakuya. He was really trying to protect us. Because I can really imagine, you know, the blackout happens, he puts on his night vision goggles and see Nagito moving towards it, like, what the hell? And then you see him stomping across even with his fat figure. He just runs across to it, pushes him aside, and, you know, tries to grab the knife, and then he inconveniently is the person that gets stabbed from underneath the floorboard by Teru while trying to protect us all. Poor Byakuya.
Seriously? I don't know anything. Really, I don't know anything at all.
Then can I ask everyone a question instead?
You again? Just stop already!
Now. We should give everyone a fair opportunity to speak.
If Teru is the killer, that would mean he went to the storage room during the blackout. And just what did Ibuki hear during the blackout?
But he could have come back at that point, or he was screaming from... He could have been talking from underneath the floorboard, right? Because the floorboard has gaps.
Ah! Don't step on my feet!
What the hell? What's going on here? This is...
Ow!
Turn the damn lights on! I can't eat like this, you know!
You guys? Where are you? Wasn't the blackout just in the kitchen?
You could definitely just speak, because you can't really locate the person because it's a blackout. But if he just talks, he's like, yeah, I'm making my presence known, like, hey, I'm in the kitchen, you know? But from the kitchen, okay, I guess he moved from the kitchen, but that's even more difficult to move from the kitchen to the whatchamacallit, to move from the kitchen to the dining hall in the darkness. So he must have been talking from underneath the floorboards, I feel.
She heard Teru's voice in the dining hall?
Doesn't that prove Teru was in the dining hall during the blackout?
I mean, no.
That's right! That's exactly it!
Again, Nagito arguing from Teru.
But Teru was in the kitchen the moment the blackout occurred, right? So, why was he in the dining hall?
Because he's underneath the floorboard.
I thought the blackout was only in the kitchen, so I panicked and ran out of there.
In the darkness?
Of course, the hallway was dark too, but somehow I managed to move along the wall toward everyone's voices.
Somehow, okay.
Well,
very vague.
It's not that far to move along the wall from the kitchen to the dining hall.
That sounds fishy.
If I remember correctly, you can tell when a person is lying by licking their sweat.
Oh my god.
So, if you want, you should try licking me.
No way! You look greasy. But I heard Teru's voice in the dining hall! Ibuki swears on her honor!
That's right. Teru was in the dining hall, not the storage room. Which means he's not the killer.
No,
that's not it. Why? Why do you want to keep falsely accusing me? It's not like I want to blame you.
It doesn't add up.
You should be so proud of yourself, Hajime. You're just progressing toward the hope you believe in.
Yes, let hope prevail. Fuck despair.
Now, Hajime, show me more of your hope. Will that be enough to crush Teru's hope?
Like, is he testing us to be if we're worthy of being the Makoto of this class? You know, the person that represents hope. This thing, now I have to eliminate gaps in the food. It's definitely the gaps, yeah.
Let me ask you again. Did you go to the storage room during the blackout?
There's no way I went to the storage room. I was somewhere totally different.
I definitely heard Teru's voice.
Yeah.
It's handsome, unlike his face.
Maybe it was a recording or something?
Nah.
Nope, definitely a live voice.
Right, as long as I have her testimony. The fact that I was in the dining hall cannot be disputed.
No. You weren't. You definitely
I'll
weren't.
shoot through that contradiction. Just because we heard Teru's voice in the dining hall doesn't mean he was literally in the dining hall.
And I feel like, didn't he appear after the lights went on as well? I don't know.
Huh? Why?
Because I don't remember when the lights were on that we actually saw him. I feel like he walked in later.
Remember the floor in the dining hall? It was full of gaps, right? So even if you shouted from under the floor, it should have sounded just like the voices in the dining hall. But...
Gotcha.
I see. So he brazenly shouted from under the floor to make us think he was in the dining hall.
Is that true, Teru Teru?
Hold on a second.
Can you explain this, Teru Teru?
I told you to wait a second, ain't I? What are y'all even saying anymore? I'm telling you, I was in that there dining hall during the blackout.
What happened with his voice and accent?
Where are you from again?
Ooh, I was born in West Asabu and raised in South Aoyama.
Hey, you guys! This guy's a major liar!
Yeah. He sounds like he's from the Bronx.
If Teru Teru was in the dining hall during the blackout, he should have been there after the power returned, right?
Well, I believe so. There's no way he could have gone back and forth in that dark hallway.
Huh? Was Teru Teru actually there during that time?
I sure was. I was there the whole damn time.
Something like this shouldn't be decided by gut instinct. People's lives are at stake.
Damn right. You guys should have been deciding this on the spot with your hazy memories.
Oh yeah, man.
His accent is getting even worse! He's definitely lying!
Or he's to stop acting.
However, I am not sure. I believe that he was there, and I believe that he was not there.
Oh, is there any way we can decide?
Why don't we consult his memories?
His memory?
Gosh, yeah, don't be saying things like that. Don't make no sense. Can you even prove I wasn't in the dining hall?
Probably can.
Oh, you again.
Whether or not Teru Teru was in the dining hall during the blackout, in order to know for sure, I just need to throw that question at him. What question? Caps, we used that, we used this, we hadn't used that. During the blackout trip and film. Use this, that. I'm not solely going off of the clues that we already used. Autopsy result, we used that. We haven't used this, I think. Kazuichi had straight. I didn't see, but it has nothing to do with this. And he said it out loud as well. Like, this is something that happened during, and isn't this something where, you know, this is definitely a moment, you know, it's a lewd moment where Teru Teru would definitely have some sort of comment on. But I don't feel, I don't particularly remember it too well, but I don't feel like he had a particular comment on this. Because that would definitely be a moment, that for me, my inner Luda came out, so, you know? For Teru Teru, it must have definitely happened if he saw this.
I can
If
prove
he
it
saw
with this. If you're claiming that you were in the dining hall when the power came back,
What was the first thing we all saw?
then you should know how Mikan was positioned at the time, right?
Well, what? Don't make me remember! It's so embarrassing!
No,
Poor
this is a
Mikan.
very important question.
It's actually strange enough, it is a very important question.
Well, Teru Teru, if you were really in the dining hall at that time, you should know the answer to that.
This is like the key question, actually.
Huh? Huh?
He doesn't know. Okay, it's him. It's him.
It was a pretty clever
How
way
can
of
you
tricking.
forget that?
There's no way you'd forget about it so easily.
No, I'm still dreaming about it.
I'm sorry! I'm so
Don't be.
sorry! I showed you something so unsightly. How about it? You can't answer, Teru Teru?
Huh?
It
That's
can't.
weird. Just slipped from my mind.
Bullshit. For a serial pervert like you, that can't slip your mind. You'll remember that for the rest of your life if you saw it. I know I will.
There's no way it would slip from your mind, especially not a pervert like you.
Even so. Nagito! Say something!
See, he's counting on Nagito to defend him.
I guess you might have to give up now.
Wait, give up? What do you mean, give up?
Teru Teru. I'm disappointed too, you know. It's lonely watching someone I admire reach the limits of their hope. It kind of feels like a broken dream.
Nagito, what are you doing? Why are you messing with the killer like that?
Hold on a sec. Don't go moving this along on your own like I really am the killer.
Oh, you are the killer.
Huh? But it's already decided, right?
The murder weapon hasn't been cleared up yet, Chef?
It's no use. I can't understand him anymore.
It appears he's saying the murder weapon hasn't been cleared up yet.
Dang, Monomi speaks slang.
You understand him?
But it's such a sad defense. This is too cruel.
Oh, you calling me the killer, then where's the weapon?
Come on, Monumi! Enough with the whimpering and translate!
He said, if you're calling me the killer, then where's the weapon?
The weapon, huh? It's not the knife, right?
Judging from Byakuya's wounds, it was a thin-edged tool that's roughly 5 millimeters in diameter.
Oh, it had to be the skewer. Now, remember what Karutero said at the beginning? He said, like, oh yeah, that was actually missing before we even got here. No. Okay, it has to be the skewer.
Also, if they stabbed from under the floorboards, the weapon would need to be at least 50 centimeters in length.
So it had to be something long, yes. The skewer, for sure.
After all this, who cares about the weapon?
We all do except you.
Not good enough! Not good enough at all!
He said, not good enough. Not good enough at all.
Not good enough at all.
Fine, I got it. Let's try thinking about what the weapon was.
What
Skewer,
I
I
do?
got it. I mean, it gets even weirder.
He said, try to do it.
What a confusing accent!
Even I'm like losing track of it a little bit. Anyway, we need to focus and think about it. A thin-edged tool with a diameter of about 50 millimeters and at least 50 centimeters in length. The weapon that meets those requirements might have been used at the crime scene. Huh? What's that? It's the skewer for sure. Oh, Hangman's Gambit again. Right, I got this. Skewer. What was it? Iron skewer? Iron skewer, okay. Iron skewer, there we go.
I got it!
This is actually kind of annoying, but I gotta get used to it.
That's it! The weapon must be the iron skewer!
Huh? The iron skewer?
Before the party, as Byakuya was confiscating all the dangerous items, he spoke to Teru.
I checked the equipment list, and there seems to be one iron skewer missing. Ah, that's right. As far as I know, it's been missing from the start. I've been missing
So
from the
that
start.
missing
fool.
iron skewer is the weapon?
An iron skewer would match up with the wounds perfectly.
Hey, Teru, where'd you hide the iron skewer?
Gotcha, bitch.
Avril Lavigne!
Avril Lavigne, really?
Avril Lavigne?
What?
Huh? Did he really just say that?
Why'd you gonna have to make things so complicated?
He's just saying random shit to fuck with us. You probably dumped it somewhere on the island, didn't you?
This school trip has a no littering rule. If he had violated it, the island sirens would be ringing non-stop.
Wow, they're sirens?
Island sirens? Just for littering?
Also, I was on guard duty, and I never once saw Teru leave the old building.
Then where did he hide it?
Which means he obviously hid it somewhere in the old building.
It's probably the kitchen again, right?
Seems the most likely.
Teru, just man up and be straight with us.
Whoa!
Why is he sounding like a monkey? Finally, we are nearing the end.
Whoa! What the hell you even saying, you stupid cutter hick?
Dang.
He said, oh, what the hell are you even saying, you stupid country hick?
I guess We have no choice but to somehow find out for ourselves.
If the iron skewer is the weapon, then hiding it in the kitchen would be the easiest way to slip it by. But Byakuya and I checked the kitchen pretty thoroughly before the party started. Which means, was the weapon already hidden somewhere we couldn't find it? Could it have been in an unexpected place? Oh my god. If it is in here somewhere... I mean, only that huge freaking piece of meat could be it, but how do you hide a skewer in that though? Where would that be? Where did he hide a long weapon like an iron skewer? Think carefully. That's the big piece of meat. That's the only thing that's like big enough and long enough to cover it.
I'm not hiding anything!
He said, I'm not hiding anything.
I'm not hiding anything! I'm not hiding anything!
I'm not hiding anything! I must reveal to Teru the conclusive evidence that proves he's the killer. Alright, panic talk action. This is just the same, right?
Shut up! Ah! Unforgivable! Shut up! That's impossible! Nonsense! Where would the weapon be?
Meat on...
This is the end! Could the iron skewer have been hidden inside the piece of meat on the bone?
Bum bum. It's really Teru.
What are you saying? There's no way I'd hide anything in a place like that.
Nah, fool.
That's clearly impossible! I mean, that's inside the food!
It could be behind the bone. The bone is vertically long enough.
Impossible. That's what
horizontally
Byakuya and
it
I
is.
thought. That's why we overlooked it.
Seems there are no dangerous items like a skewer in a churrasco earlier inside a pile of food. That appears to be the case. Fuwa wouldn't have known what to do if he said fish bones and meat bones were also dangerous items. Alright, we never checked the
But
bones.
in fact, the only place you could hide the weapon was inside the food that couldn't be inspected. Out of all the dishes you prepared, the only one that could hide a weapon as long as an iron skewer is? The meat on the bone.
What now?
I'm using my right to remain silent.
What you got now, huh, sucker?
There's no way that exists here. We need to confirm this now! So if we eat that tasty-looking piece of meat and find the iron skewer inside, bullseye!
All right. Monokuma or Monami, one of you hurry and bring over that piece of meat.
1 minute. Just give me 1 minute. I'll eat the whole thing!
Wait, now hold on a second. Time out.
What are you doing? Hurry up and bring it over!
Bring the meat.
About that.
What happened with it? What?
Huh? Where did Monokuma go?
What?
I'm right here!
Is he eating it? Ah!
I'm already eating it!
Oh god.
A bear that eats meat! Wait, now that I think about it, that's pretty normal.
Yeah.
Nom. Oh, what is this? So yummy!
Damn it! That's my meat!
I've never eaten anything like it in my entire life! The taste brings me back to my days in the wild.
This is bad. Seriously, this is really bad.
Yeah, 'cause you got done, fool.
My! There's something inside the meat! Look what came out!
Oh.
Isn't that...
That's
Is
it.
that an iron skewer?
Check it out. The handle looks like it's made of bone. Pretty clever.
Really? Oh wow, that's really smart.
The sword of destruction, encased in bone and sheathed in meat. It brought catastrophe unto Byakuya.
As expected of Teru. Such a fantastic weapon from the ultimate chef.
You're wrong. I'm not the killer. I'm not the kind of person who would kill someone.
Well, all the evidence says otherwise.
I got it. You all set me up. You guys set me up so you could blame this on me.
Jeez, what a disappointment.
If anyone set them up, then it's either Monokuma or, by extension, Nagito. Because I feel like Nagito is definitely working for Monokuma.
Such an unseemly defense for an ultimate like you. Can you really call that hope?
Hey, Nagito. I'm sorry, but can you just be quiet?
Oh, you tell him, Chucky. Oh my god, she is the perfect waifu.
You're nothing but a bunch of poor loudmouth fat movie hicks.
He said, "You're all nothing but a bunch of poor, loudmouth, fast food eating hicks."
You don't need to translate anymore. Somehow I can tell what he's trying to say.
Most are pretty easy.
Never should have went about cooking on your grate.
Oh, you ingrates. Let's just deal with Nagito later. More importantly, we should first...
I guess we need to settle this, once and for all. To do that, we need to go over the entire incident from beginning to end and make everything clear.
Go over the entire incident. And then, I can prove Teru's crime. That's right. If we don't do that, we can't end this no matter how much time passes.
So, we need to do it.
Alright, stock 1. So it's only a stock of 5s? Tomorrow holding it in. And the portable stove. Has to be that one, yes. The storage room before the blackout. Closing the fire door. What is this? At the office room when the blackout occurred. The moment it got dark, Byakuya, who did Byakuya see? It's none of that. Well, at the moment it got dark, Byakuya, yeah, he put on the night vision goggles. Killer obtained the lights, that's this. No, damn it. The weapon hidden in the meat. Unlit portable stove. What did the killer do after exiting the dark hall? This. Alright, so out of the 5 stocks, 3 are right, 2 are wrong. That's how this is. It goes a bit differently. You don't get all given and you have to select randomly out of it. They just give you 5 pictures, 5, you know, 5 clues, and you gotta pick the 3 right ones and put them in the right place. Nagito trying to duck under the table. That is what he saw. Here. Who did Byakuya see? Nagito trying to duck under. Hyoko's drinking juice. Does that really matter? Doesn't seem interesting at all. What is this? Everyone at the party is eating. He's air conditioning turned on. Chaki's guarding the. Everyone at the party is just, I don't know, attending the party? I don't think it's any of these. The weapon is hidden in. Killer obtained the lights. What was this? It turned on. So this is before the lights turned off. At the blackout occurred. The storage room before the blackout. That's the irons went on. So this must be this. Yes. And even during the blackout, she kept eating. Chucky's guarding the old building's entrance. He actually shoved him aside, Byakuya. He grabbed the knife and he got stabbed from underneath. Oh, poor Byakuya. I heard it. What was found under the table? Is it really Hyoko drinking juice? What did the killer obtain at the storage room? None of that. Storage room before the blackout. It's at the storage room, I don't know. Everyone at the party is... It's either this one guarding or... Yeah, okay, it's Chucky guarding. Third stock. The irons is turned on. Before the blackout, the irons turned on. Case containing potential weapons. This is done, the second picture is done. Alright, second is done. Third is done. This is the fourth one. The killer obtained the light. The hidden weapon is in that. What did the killer obtain at the storage room? The tablecloth. These new hints actually make it fairly easier. What was found under the table? The knife? Right? Yeah, it has to be the knife. Last stock. Right. These are the two that we're still missing. The killer obtained the light. Was this the hidden weapon in the right big meat? Yeah, meat with the bone. The killer obtained the light. Switched on. Switch on the portable stove. Yeah, the ultimate magician heard it. Bam!
Here's everything that happened in this case. Let's try going over the whole incident, beginning with right after the party started. Byakuya had us gather in the dining hall of the old building near the hotel. He was extra cautious about a murder occurring that night because of a threatening letter he received. Therefore, he decided to throw a party so he could monitor us. Though one person didn't come, the rest of us assembled at the dining hall, and the party was underway. But at that time, the trap set by a certain someone was already in motion. They plugged 3 irons into the outlets in the storage room, which nearly capped the power usage. Additionally, they prepared something else that would activate at 11:30 p.m. The air conditioners in the office and dining hall. They had already set the timers for these. Thanks to the irons maxing out the power usage, the breaker was tripped when the air conditioners kicked on. Since the windows in the old building were covered, the blackout plunged the dining hall into total darkness. But when that happened, Byakuya took out a specific item that he brought in his case. That item was the night vision goggles.
Look at his chubby cheeks.
Byakuya was so concerned about a murder occurring that he brought a variety of security equipment with him. When he put on his night vision goggles, Byakuya witnessed a certain someone making a suspicious move. He saw Nagito guiding himself with the desk lamp's power cord so he could get under the table. That's right, everything up to that point was all part of Nagito's plan. The murder warning to Byakuya, the source of the blackout, it was all Nagito. While the blackout was happening, someone else, the real killer, began making their move in the kitchen. The killer probably already knew about Nagito's plan, so they knew a blackout was coming.
How did they know? It seems like they were working together because Nagito was like, you know, it was like he was representing, like he was almost like acting as the lawyer of Teru. Whenever, you know, a specific argument was thrown Teru's way, Nagito was always defending him. So I guess they were conspiring, working together?
That's why the killer prepared all the items they would need to commit their crime in the dark beforehand. They needed a light source, which was provided by the portable stove in the kitchen. They needed a weapon, too. This had also been hidden in the kitchen beforehand. The long iron skewer used in the churrasco dish. The killer hid that inside that meat with the bone in it. With the weapon and portable stove in hand, the killer stepped out into the hallway. First, They closed the fire door in the hallway so their light source wouldn't peek toward the dining hall. Then, guided by the light, the killer headed toward the storage room and grabbed a specific item.
Yeah, it really can't be done without they have to have worked together, but why? That's what I wonder, why?
That's right, a tablecloth to block the blood splatter. With this, the killer finished their preparations and snuck under the floorboards through the secret passage. They probably turned off the portable cooking stove at that point, or left it near the entrance of the door. The floor in the dining hall is full of gaps, so there's no way they could have safely held a light source. But thanks to the glowing mark they painted earlier, the killer was able to get beneath the table. Under the table, Byakuya found the knife that had been hidden there.
Like, I feel so bad for Byakuya, you know? He's trying so hard to protect us all, to prevent a murder from happening. Like, look, he's trying so hard, he's trying his hardest, and then he gets killed for it instead. I just feel so bad.
If only he had retreated, he probably wouldn't have gotten killed, but...
Look at the look in his face, like he's about to scold Nagito, like, how could you bring this knife here? Don't you know what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to protect you all.
He had to retrieve that knife, and at that moment...
Stab, stab, stab. Ugh.
The killer lurking beneath the floorboard stabbed straight up with the iron skewer. The killer had been waiting in the dark for the moment when the glowing paint began to move. After they murdered Byakuya, the killer purposefully shouted from beneath the floorboards to make it seem like they were still in the dining hall.
Yeah.
Afterward, they came out from underneath the floorboards and rushed back to the kitchen. And then, after hiding the murder weapon in the kitchen, they rejoined the group as if nothing had happened.
Ew, so on the skewer there must have still been blood of Byakuya. And he stuck that skewer back into the meat covered with blood, or did he clean it? I hope he cleaned it. Monokuma ate it anyway, so it doesn't matter, even if Byakuya had like a blood illness. If Monokuma ate it and got that illness from it, it doesn't matter.
There's only one person who would have been able to commit this crime.
Teru.
Especially if that person is someone who'd think of an unexpected way to hide a weapon inside food.
I'm Teru, fool!
Isn't that right, Teru Hanamura?
Complete.
That's what happened. How about it? Did I get anything wrong?
This is a mistake. A mistake, I tell you. I would never kill anyone. Would never.
It seems this is the end.
Alright, stop crying to mommy.
It looks like your argument has come to a close. Oops! I lost control of my wild side for a second. Was that a side effect of the meat I just ate? Well, putting that aside, let's move along to the nerve-wracking voting time! Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Oh, just a reminder, make triple sure you vote for someone. If you don't vote, I'm gonna eat you up just like that meat from earlier!
Why did this happen?
Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Such heart-pounding excitement!
Yes, my competition will be gone. There will be one pervert less, and I'll be the only one left.